Right, so we're going to start with cranberry for round 5. And what we're going to be making is these stems that come out between the petals. All right, between this first layer of petals to attach this nice back layer of petals in. So we're going to be working with cranberry or whatever colour you choose, but it's the colour to make these stems. Right, so the place that we're going to join cranberry is into the stitches that we skipped back on the parchment round. Okay, you can see they've not been worked, and we're going to work behind the petals. Okay, so we're going to work, we're going to keep the right side facing, and we're going to work, you can bend forward if you want to, bend the work forward if you want to, and put your hook into any of the skipped stitches. Pull the yarn through in the same way that we have been to join in that new colour and secure it by pulling through again. Right, so with this we're going to now make, that doesn't count as a stitch, we're going to make our first stitch, which is a double into the same space. Okay, and we're going to make 6 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what we're doing here is very reminiscent of what we did in leaf trellis to make our stems there, if you recall. We worked that 6 chain, and then we worked back along the chain, putting double crochets in. It's exactly the same here. I'll turn my work, I'm going to skip the chain that's closest to my hook and go into the next one. Come on, go into the next one, there we go, and make my double crochet. I'm going to have 5 of those working down this chain. So again, good light. If you're using a darker colour, take it slow and make sure you just don't skip any chains. And again, I will say this is from experience of someone who skipped chains all the time. So I've got my 5 double crochet in there now to create my stem. And again, in exactly the same way, put a double crochet in at the base of that stem. All right. So first, wibbly wobbly set stem, and you will know again from experience with leaf trellis that don't worry about that, because once we put our leaf around that or a petal or whatever is going to go around that, it will hold it straight, and we don't need to give that any thought at all really. Right, so we're working now, we're going to go behind the next petal by working 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to repeat what we've just done. So I'm going to fold my work forward and go into that skipped stitch, make my double crochet and make my chain, and off I go. That's how we're going to achieve those. So I'm going to finish them and come back to you when they're done, so we'll look at how to position the stems. Okay, that's the last one completed. So I'll finish up with the chain behind the petal and slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet that I made right at the beginning. Come on, there we go, to close the round. Okay, cut the yarn and pull it through. Now, what is going to be immediately apparent here is that the stems are all sitting at the back of the work, and for this project, for this motif, sorry, you can see that the stems are actually at the front. They're between the petals at the front. So all you're going to do is just pop those stems through, just pull them through the gap so that they sit at the front, but that the chains that you've made behind the petals stay at the back. I'll work round and do them, and then we'll turn the piece over and so you can see. Okay, so our little wobbly stems come through to the front, and I'll turn it over and you'll see all we should be able to see at the back is this little square of chain. All right, little square chain sitting at the back, and on the front there are our stems.